Hi guys, Mars Dreamer here. After reading around some of the threads in the subreddit for Darkest Dungeon, I noticed it seems like many people are having some trouble with the combat in this game. And I've had some relative success in dungeoning so far, so I just thought maybe it might be helpful if I went through, my thought process and tactics for party building and combat. I'm not like a pro or anything at this game. I've got about 20 hours in it so far, and I still have a lot to learn. But I've got a pretty well fleshed out party and estate here, so things are going pretty well for me, and it seems like a lot of people are even having trouble finishing their first few dungeons. So I figured, maybe I'll just go over some of the tactics for combat and show you guys what works for me, and maybe it'll work for you as well. We're gonna jump right into it. I think maybe we'll do 2 dungeons and 2 different parties, maybe kind of show how different classes, how I use them. So I think I'm gonna do this longer level 3 mission, and first I like to build out a strong front line. So I'll probably take my Leper and my Crusader here. Some of my other people are currently de-stressing. I don't have a Vestal for this mission, which kind of sucks because I really like the Vestal, and I would really prefer a Vestal for this because their healing is a lot more reliable, and you get a lot more net HP out of them than the Occultist. Plus, my Occultist is not high level, but everybody else is pretty high level, and the Leper can kind of take care of himself with his heal, so I think we'll be all right. One thing you want to keep in mind is to kind of maybe take a look at your quirks and your negative quirks, and make sure that you don't have anything that's specifically bad for the area that you're going. Someone who's going to take a ton of stress damage, you probably don't want to take him into the Wailed if they're don't like beasts. So let's go to provision. I typically like to bring a lot of food. I seem to get very unlucky with food spoilage events or eating events, and in fact my last mission maybe saw a couple people that were pretty stressed out. I got 3 back-to-back food things and stressed my guys out a ton. So we're going to the Warrens. Definitely want to bring some anti-venom, maybe a couple shovels if it's a long mission, and maybe some torches as well. This is quite a lot of stuff, but I think it'll be worth it. And yeah, we'll take that.
They breed quickly down there in the dark, but perhaps we can slay them even faster.
So one thing you want to do is first take a look at what your mission is going to be, obviously, and then take a look at your map. You don't want to have to be backtracking a lot. If it's a scouting mission, you could probably skip this room at the bottom, but I don't want to get through the whole dungeon and realize that there's one more fight in this corridor. So I'm going to go to that place first. Of course. Traps.
Ancient
Bleeding right away.
lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Sacks seem pretty okay to loot. I don't think I've ever gotten anything bad out of those. So I pretty much use them up whenever I can. We were surprised, so we shuffled around a little bit. It's not the end of the world. So we want to pay attention to what we have here. We've got 2 stress nukers in the back. Both of these guys are going to be, she's going to be disorienting my position, my party position, and using stressful incantation to give me stress damage. And the swine is going to vomit. Now this guy does a lot of damage and can stun, I believe, but we really don't want him in the back line at all. If he gets in the back line, he's got a spear attack that can hit everybody for a lot of damage. So the first thing I'm going to do is hook that guy forward. Got a crit, so that's pretty nice. We want to take out these guys almost as quickly as possible. He came in a little stressed out because he was in my last mission. Hopefully he doesn't have a meltdown during this. So he's in the back line, which is not good. We're probably going to take some damage from his attack. Now, one thing you want to take a look at as well is how much damage you're going to do. It actually tells you down to the bottom here and how much health they have. So I couldn't kill this guy with my Hue attack. So I'm going to use Chop to try to take him out, because this will do 10 to 13. There he goes.
Give them no quarter.
Now that's good because it also brings this guy up front a little bit. I don't think he can do his spear attack when he's forward. Damage down on him. Round 2. So we want to take her out as quickly as possible, obviously, because she's doing a lot of stress damage. Now this guy, because this girl's almost dead, I'm going to try and stun him so that he can stop doing damage to me. That worked. Of course she dodges. Luckily he gets to go again. And she dodges. Probably take some more stress damage here. Of course.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope.
So she's down. That's good. Hopefully maybe we can land some crits to lower his stress. Otherwise we're going to have to camp almost right now. So you notice now I'm just keeping this guy stun locked. Because that way he doesn't do any damage at all. And I can just take my time, whack him.
Victory. That's the turning point.
So this is pretty abnormal, but because he's so stressed out, because he's a little bit underleveled for this, we're going to camp right away.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
We're just going to try to keep his stress down as best we can. One of the things for camping you want to kind of focus on is these single buffs. They are very helpful for keeping your guys strong throughout the next encounters.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
I'm going to leave that alone because I don't have any items to purify it. I'm going to keep torches lit as well because I haven't scouted at all, so I don't know really what I'm walking into. And additionally, like I said, the cultist is pretty stressed out, so I don't want him to be taking random walking around stress. There's those eat events that I always seem to get. So this is a similar fight as last time. We've got this Swinotar and then this Cultist Enchantress in the back. He's kind of a glass hammer kind of guy, and he's going to move forward when he attacks. Since dealing damage to him right away is probably not going to help me too much, I'm going to take the time to give him some extra armor. actually really good, because he's in the back, he can't do anything. I can keep her stun locked. Now I can just wail on this guy. So I don't want him to do his charge attack, so I'm going to try to stun him. Didn't work. Of course they're targeting. We want to take care of her as quickly as possible. She's squishy, and if I can get her out, then he won't do the boar rush. He did it anyway, okay. That's not as bad as he normally does. So she's pretty low. Hopefully I can take her out and do a little bit of damage.
As the enemy crumbles.
Let's hit him. I don't like his big stacks. And the boar had already gone, so I knew his turn was coming up soon. There we go, we're in pretty good form for this now.
Alone does not persuade.
Nice. Another trap box. Oh good, we got a scout. Alright, so looks like I'm going to take this outside path because I have to clear out these rooms. I'm going to ignore that because again I don't have an item to deal with it. Oh, they weren't on the map. Alright, so I really need to take care of her because she can destroy my whole team. Ah, bummer. Might have to reduce some ranging. So because this guy's so low, I'm just going to do this AoE. I kill one, and then deal some damage to him. Again, because he's so low, I can... She dodged. Good. Now we can hopefully just keep her stun locked. Get some heals. That was a good heal. That's what I'm looking for. Get everybody nice and happy. In general, AoE attacks are going to do less than straight attacks, so you really only want to use your AoE when you know you're going to be able to take one out with you, or unless you're just fighting trash mobs. So we're going to light some torches before I go in here, because I know there's going to be a fight. Yeah, surprising. Nope, didn't do it. Try and pull her up, as usual. And then stun him. Now we're going to kill her, because We don't want to take the stress damage. The HP I can regen. The stress is a lot harder to get rid of. Nice.
Well struck.
Oh, that's right. I needed to switch my party around. There we go. Just keep this guy stunned as much as we can.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
What do we drop for the portrait? Just light a torch.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Good. Don't really care about the herbs. I do want these though. Oh, he's gonna have a freak out at some point in this. He's definitely gonna be freaked out. Normally, you don't want to take people in if they've got more than 50 or so, 50 stress.
Fiend.
But I really needed a healer. So your Crusader, his smite actually does more damage to
Executed
unholy
with impunity.
minions. So you kind of want to prioritize him in the ruins, and if you're coming across anything that's unholy, have him attack it. Another fight here, probably? So these guys, we've got him. He's kind of he's similar to the cultist gladiator in that he's a high damage, low HP, light giver. He is more of a disruptor tank line, and then these two are, he's like utility debuff and he's stress. So we want to try and get him and him out first because they're very weak and they don't have high dodge stats. So we just want to take them out as quickly as possible. So I'm going to pull him to the front. And I'm going to stun the stress guy. And then he's going to try and kill him.
Quickly the tide turns.
5. Take out that guy. So now we're really only dealing with this disruptor guy that doesn't actually do very much damage. We took out their damage threats and their stress threats. And that's kind of how you want to prioritize combat in general. Need to focus on some more healing here. Flashbang is a very strong ability. really have anything for this, I think. Maybe anti-venom will work. We'll see. Nope. Today we learned.
As the light gains purchase,
Also gonna use some spiritual here.
and purpose is made clear.
Give some health back. The occultist tends to be okay with books. Maybe he'll get lucky. Well, I guess not having something bad happen is lucky. This is a similar setup as the one before, except this guy's the high damage threat now. They don't really have a stress nuker, except he does AoE stress damage. But since I'm a little low on HP, I can kill this guy. Not even back. Oh, good. That was right. Nice. Good crits. Good crits. Definitely want to take him out first, because he does a lot more damage than this guy. And he's weaker, so I can kill him in one hit. And just, as usual, stun lock. These guys are trash mobs that I just want to take out as quickly as possible. And they can also stun lock the team, which is very annoying. But they die pretty quick. Again, unholy, so she takes a lot of extra damage. Or it. I don't know what that is. Kill her with a flashbang.
This is a slow and insidious killer.
I don't have anything to deal with that, so we're gonna move past. We've seen this setup before. We're gonna tackle it the same way we did. That's the AoE stress damage that I kind of want to avoid as much as possible. Oh great, he got diseased. stunned. So getting a little bit low on HP. I don't want him to stack up bleed, because it can get really painful. It's so risky to do this when they're already bleeding. The reason why you don't want to try to do the weird reconstruction when you guys are already bleeding is it will bring the damage up a stack and also increase the rounds. So whereas maybe he would have taken 4 damage, if he took a stack of bleed, he'd instead take 9 damage overall, because it would add 1 damage and an extra round, which is just not worth it. Because then the heal would have to be more than 9 damage.
This expedition at least promises success.
We don't need this.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
So we're getting pretty close to the end of this dungeon. We'll camp again.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
He's going to do his reflection again because the plus accuracy is really good. The leper doesn't do that much damage, but he's got a lot of tankiness to make up for that. But to have him be reliably doing damage, you need to give him accuracy, because his accuracy, I think, is one of the lowest of the melee characters. And this will also, well, no, we'll just do that. And since everybody else is pretty low, I think we can do that. He stressed himself. Tracking is really good, so you don't get surprised. Buffed him. Right.
The way is
being
lit.
a little whiny.
The path is clear.
Got plenty of food.
We require only the strength to follow it.
Hopefully we get a scout here so I don't have to backtrack. Or
Mechanical hazards
backtrack.
possessed by evil intent.
Towards lit.
Right. The promise of safety.
Trash mobs. So these are, and again I surprised them, so it won't be too difficult, but these are ones where you just want to spread out your AoE as much as possible. Because they're so weak that they'll die pretty quick. Of course. There we go.
Often low on
Nobody's
supplies.
bleeding. Yeah, we don't need this. And that was it. That's the dungeon. So, yeah, I came in here with a lower level guy that wasn't really ready for the dungeon, and he's leaving with more stress, or he's leaving with less stress than when he entered. And everybody else doing pretty good. And you just gotta prioritize those backline nukers, stun lock the crap out of anybody that's doing single target stress damage, because I think they target people with higher stress damage, and it really starts to add up. But just whenever you can possible, take out somebody. You don't want to be sitting there wailing on their big, beefy guys. Just reduce the numbers that you're fighting against so that you can reduce the damage that you're taking and keep at least a single target still left. Nice. That's not good. Alright. very
Remember
much for
days
watching.
when the sun
Hopefully it
shone
helped you out a little
and
bit.
laughter could be heard from the tavern.
Again, I'm not a pro by any means, but you know, I do enjoy this game a lot, and I think I've learned a lot in my time playing it, and hopefully I passed some of that on to you.